Hello, this is Matthew, the Ninja Rockport Ice Cream, whatever you call me. I'm back again at playing Minecraft. I guess, I don't know, I figure what I'm gonna do basically. So, we're at the naval station. So, I've kind of been editing, took a long time. I was originally recording these, not originally, the 6 to 10 episodes. Whoa, the hell, they were in 4K, and it just kind of took forever to edit them because it took to export them out of hit film edit or whatever. So I was gonna do it in 1080p at 60 FPS though. So whoops. Yeah, so I think also the I might have to invest into like thumbnails and stuff. Like, there we go, typing one hand. So I got this, yeah, so it's, I don't know, so you gotta take a boat pretty much to go over here, but it's here now. I could go exploring a little bit, but I guess I could kind of, or I could build something again. Yeah, so this is, I kind of want to put people in here, just like, I don't know, or explore around a bit. I guess this is a cave, I guess, or something, some type of thing. I don't know what to do with this video. I gotta figure out what to do. This is pretty much done. Little ravine in here, I guess we could see what's going on with this. So there's some dudes down there. Yeah, so it's like I gotta figure out what to do to improve this. I think I have like a bunch of videos. My logic is that even the videos aren't very good, like for editing wise. If they're generally formatted to be like continuous, they should not be. There's worse stuff on YouTube, right? But I think it's, I don't know, it shouldn't be too hard to get 1,000 subs and kind of just muck around with just not quite purgatory, but like I don't know, just basic YouTube stuff, and kind of get a the more you do stuff, the better you get at it anyway. So it's not a big worry on my behalf. You get it perfectly. Yeah. So I think also too, it's more like interesting like the stories and stuff. The people are more interesting on YouTube than usually what they're doing. That's usually the case. Most of the personalities and stuff like that, and it takes a while to establish stuff. So let's see here. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna, I want to put like little villagers in here. I think that's kind of what I want to do. Get the cobblestone going on here. I think yeah. I've also been kind of looking into my own place. I have like building a house, rebuilding a house, building a shop, and then building my own house from scratch. So I've been trying to do that. I think I gotta get a camera and film, like when I do welding and stuff. Just interesting. Just record more things and put them on YouTube. Not like edit them up to be like masterpieces. Like so many people get stressed out making their videos like masterpieces. Yeah, they do better, but I don't know. It just seems like kind of fake. I don't like that. So one big thing I didn't like what YouTube is. It's really fake. But I think I could invest into like maybe like a thumbnail, and then just kind of have iterations like episode 1, 2, 3, 4. But then you kind of lose the, I don't know. I could do stuff, I guess. I could do thumbnails, I think, is the biggest thing. Because most like most of the battle on YouTube is pretty much just getting people to click on your stuff. But I guess if people know what you do, relatively speaking, like a reputation, it's not a big deal. And like, I don't know. The raw thumbnail, I think, is with Minecraft, it's not too bad. It's just, you know, you can see what's going on. It probably won't do so good with, like, I don't know, just browsing, whatever. People kind of mindlessly just browse and stuff, which is, you know, fair play. So most people just do on YouTube, just kind of get bored and browse stuff. So there's that. I think that's why YouTube, PewDiePie did pretty good too. Also a lot of things, but he was had really good thumbnails. So I guess I could do that, I guess. But I don't know. It depends. We'll see what happens. but I don't know. So I gotta figure it out here. So this little kind of like the light feature, how it takes away the monsters. It's like put it in the light and it'll dispel the badness. Oh, okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, there we go. Something like that. Alright, so we got this going on. It's a bat there. And this just goes down, pretty much, yeah. It's down and down and down. But I guess it's like a let's play, but like there's a direction. I kind of want to get like check out this ocean. So I'm calling this thing stories, but I'm trying to figure out what like to talk about, because I guess I could just, I don't know, archive stuff, I suppose, as well. Let's see here. Yeah, but kind of, well, the story with the YouTube like production, it's just seeing, mucking around with recording, getting the quality up, but also trying to minimizing how much work's going on with that, because also I gotta build the house as well, so I don't have like a lot of, I have a lot of like spare time. I don't want to be like shackled to YouTube to like constantly be editing videos and split. You know, I don't mind like short videos, but I don't know. But like, yeah, I don't know. I could be fighting these guys, I guess, but I don't know. Just don't really. I just kind of build stuff, like Lego bricks. Like they're already, I don't know. Let's see here. So I got an idea to basically just make this all like lit up first, but kind of to have like villagers and stuff. Make a little town out of this. I like putting like towns everywhere I go, pretty much, and just, yeah. Anyway, so we're getting this up, lit up more or less, relatively speaking. Let's see here. Like, I got a big major thing with my house. I gotta do a lot of cement or concrete, where I gotta make the foundation. I get like a truck in, whatever, right? But I think I'd learn a lot more if I built like precast little footings, about, I don't know, 4 foot. Like I think like a you get these things called sonotube. Basically a tube you put in the ground. You're supposed to put like liquid cement into them, or concrete, whatever. You mix it and then you kind of throw the tube away. I don't see if I can make like a precast operation, or basically a sonotube, and like a big cement form, and make it reusable, so I can pour it in there, let it dry for like a day or something, and then like I'd have to like cut it so that I could like take it out and like wrap it like a mold. So, but I think if I do that, though, I could take like a $6 or $10 bag of ready mixed stuff, and I have access to like gravel. There's a gravel, so that I'm not worried about like the you know, the gravel and the sand. Takes about like a quarter of cement is concrete, which is like, you know, rocks and stuff mixed with and sand mixed with like cement. It's basically like a thickener. You know, if you have a soup, it's not all like meat. It's not, you know, there's like, you know, there's additives in there to thicken it up and just kind of, you know, make it go farther. Ingredients. So with cement, you do the same thing. You basically just, you know, or concrete. People get concrete and cement mixed up. Concrete is cement with stuff in it. So I gotta make like foundations or houses, because like I have access to the wood. Place like manufactures raw like cedar, you know, split and flown into the woods. So I have access to that. I also have a bunch of wood I gotta use up. So I gotta rebuild the this like, house bigger and better than it was before. It's a little trailer, so I gotta redo the foundation of this older part, so that it actually, like, you know, is strong, not like weak. So I want to build like 3 stories on the house too. like have two, like, you know, one and then two, and then have a basically like a pitched roof. Not pitched, like roof is like all one angle, so it's like flat. Looks like yeah, like one slope to it, so it's just one big triangle, like on 90 degrees. So one, you know, so it maximizes space. I want to do like yeah, when I'm rebuilding the house, there's this old part with the trailer. It used to be like a porch and patio, and like I gotta go and I want to basically not just like make like one story and just call it done, because it's the same amount of roof space as if it was like one story or like 2.5, I guess, 3. So I have access to wood, so I'll see if I can just make it higher and bigger. And like, you know, you build it and they come, basically, is the thing. Like, if I build like a big house and like, you know, because people in my family had a long time were struggling with like where to live, because they didn't like put the time to, you know, sit down and, well, my family's quite chaotic, but like, I know if I build a big house and like make it nice, it will, well, in theory at least, it should function. It should be like a base, you know, for my family, you know, and like, or a hub, whatever, right? So there's stability. It's one thing my family really lacks is stability. So doing that, and also like, you know, it's been nice. You know, I always want like a 3-story house, so I got a bunch of projects on the go. To say, you know, to simplify it. Like, yeah, so I gotta make things like simple and effective. I can't like overcomplicate things, because it just won't get anywhere. So I want to, what reason I'm doing the cement, because I have to, instead of like, it's gonna be expensive if I buy a bunch of sonotubes and like pour the thing. Also, I live where it's cold, so I have to wait till like April. It's like December right now, to pour, because like cement doesn't, concrete, whatever, doesn't like curing and like under 4 degrees Celsius. It makes it less strong. So if I make these things inside, there's this old part of the trailer, so I'm gonna rip apart, which I'm probably gonna use, because the floor needs to go anyway, so it doesn't matter if I make a big mess. So to make precast, basically make a little factory so I can do everything to make a house, you know, relatively do it yourself, and just, you know, upgrade pretty much the way I live. So I have stability and get like a little factory, so I can make things. That's the goal anyway. So, because it's like the more you can like industrialize as a person, the more up the food chain you are, to a large extent, and like not just pushing like money around, but actually having like wealth generated. So manufacturing is good for that. And also we need manufacturing more and more than ever, because we have so much automation going on. So I want to go and make backhoes, because I live in a place where there's mountains. There's a lot of like wilderness, and there's no like big manufacturer of heavy equipment. I live in like British Columbia, and that's kind of crazy how people can live in like, I think it's quite one hell of a thing to start a heavy equipment company from scratch. I think that's the big deterrent, but I think it's necessary. We have iron, a shit ton of iron. Like, I think it's like 1/8 of the surface of the Earth is the crust is iron. We have a lot of iron, so you know, it just seems like, I don't know. It's like I always had an interest as well for like heavy equipment, also like tanks and stuff. So I have this idea for like a kind of like a multi-purpose 6-wheeled / put tracks over it, like a skid steer, like a thing. So I just gotta go and make little mini backhoes from it, because you know, ride-on lawnmowers have basically like enough horsepower to be like a little mini excavator. In fact, actually, like a medium-sized excavator, like a smaller one, or whatever, like the smallest big excavator, if it makes any sense. There's only like 4 times more horsepower than like a ride-on lawnmower with like 15 horsepower, which is like big, you know, the smallest big excavator, which is, you know, full cab, big boom, you know, enough to do a lot of work. It's like 60 horsepower or 55 horsepower. Backhoes are on that too. You know, which is like not a lot of horsepower. So, you know, I think I'm basically turning like little round lawnmowers into little miniature backhoes, and do it like efficiently, not just like make one really awesome, but just try to find. I'm gonna have to Mad Max it, I think, to make the mini backhoes effectively. You have to do like a lot of used stuff, I think. Like hydraulics gonna be one thing I'm gonna have to really mess around with, and welding. I'm gonna probably end up making trailers as well. There's a lot of things I'm gonna have to really get myself involved with, too, because I think I can do it. That's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I can go and do this. Like, I have the skill set, the mindset to do it. I just need to go and like set myself up so I can be established. And then kind of just make stuff that's useful, you know? Because a lot of people, like, what type of business what is useful, you know? What do people really need? Like, I live in the mountains and stuff, so people need like roads. A lot of people don't have access. People don't have access to cars either. Like, there's like this cheap car. It's like it's like $7,000. It's a Lada over in like basically Russia. So it's former Soviet Union places. And like, it's an affordable car. It's durable. It's not like amazing, but it's durable. It's accountable. It's cheap. Anyone can get one. But it's not like that over in North America. A lot of people are getting priced out in North America. So instead of like just complaining about it, I want to go and do something about it. So I think manufacturing is a great way to actually, you know, do that. Because you have direct control over like the ability for people to live. I've always been looking at the world where people are not having the opportunity to live properly. There's like 6 needs people have. Like, you need water, food, shelter, and also you need opportunity. You know, you can't just punch someone in an ocean. You need dignity, so people can trust you and you can trust them. Like, your life is valuable. And you need community. You know, the opportunity to trade and have diplomatic relations and stuff like that. And just, you know, have a regular life. To live with people, you know? So it's like the big shortcoming in like North America is housing. It's too expensive, especially where I live, where it's being priced too much. Like, people can't, like how we normally build a house is that it's all like done by hand, and that's really inefficient. Like, most like what's the word? Like, the most expensive part of like housing, for example, is the labor. Like, the materials are like almost like, you know, they're not nothing, but they're much cheaper compared to labor. I think a government has a potential to, or even a well-run corporation, to have the ability to house a lot of people and like have like a big industrial scale to do it. So you have like a vertical integration. You can save money, and that money will get like put into efficiencies and build more things. Like kind of what the Soviet Union was doing before they got all corrupt, and it wasn't a very good system to begin with, the Soviet Union, but like it was kind of like just really inefficient. It had a lot of it, so it worked. But I don't know. So I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to like make myself so I can, you know, on an individual scale, I can battle back some of the problems that like locally. Like, it's much easier to run a city than to run yourself, because you have to do everything yourself, and for a city, you just get someone else to do it for you. So yeah. So I guess this is bedrock, I guess. Oh, this is like, I guess this is a cave, I suppose. Huh. Neat. So, but yeah, it's so I'm gonna try to go and build actually useful things. Like, I don't know, electric cars are good and all, but like, I don't know, they seem to, like, Tesla and everyone else doesn't really care about making it really. China wants to make a cheap car, but I was like, China wanted to do that, and like Tesla just kind of went along with it. But I think there's a definite need. There's a big gap I see going on with people. Like, you're born into debt in North America. If you're not like extremely smart and able to like make a coding business, you know, like to automate things, you're basically kind of screwed. You're kind of, there's no more union stuff because it doesn't make any sense, because robots don't need unions, and $2 an hour doesn't need. It's like, I'm trying to figure out how you can run like North America, like where I live, and you know, the developed world, for example, without needing like slave labor, pretty much, to make it work. Because right now it's not sustainable, because China's got like, doesn't want to be slave labor anymore. You know, good for them, and they're getting out of that. but it's like you need like someone to lose, basically. Someone's got to work for nothing, and some rich guy's got to own the factory, and this is the current system we have. It's not like sustainable. So I think the big solution there is automation and vertical integration, where you do everything yourself. Like Sweden, for example, they can do everything. They have a small population, manufacture everything they need. They have their own car company. They have their own car companies. They can manufacture their own jets and stuff like that, the space stuff like that. They have everything they need. They can do it domestically, like locally. Canada is kind of like this place where people just, I don't know, like big companies go here and they just take the resources and like do it very inefficiently. And there's so much of Canada though that it keeps on ticking, but it's like, I don't know, like, well then. Okay, there we go. So it's like there's a problem where people aren't like working in the woods, for example. When you don't like thoroughly go over an area to get all the wood out, you just go over like the easy stuff, like the big easy less work stuff. It's called creaming. You cream it out. So this is what we're doing in Canada. We're basically creaming out Canada. We're not actually like developing our people because the most valuable thing we have at the end of the day, especially in like a developing nation, is the people itself with education. So I think there needs to be like a new way to live, basically, that starts with not like your emotions of like this should be like this and that because I feel like this, but like thinking how like objectively how to solve like things from like an engineering standpoint, you know, because there's also like there's an emotional intelligence to things that's also, you know, you could explain it also with, you know, the health of a brain, right? The health of a human being is complicated, but I think there's a lack of engineering people in politics and in life in general, because it's quite hard to solve all the problems of life at once. Like that's basically, if you can do that, you create a new world, you know, a new age of wonder, I guess, or you make like a new way to live that's it's like you obsolete things, and then, you know, they succeed. Like when tractors came about, that obsoleted a lot of like hand labor and freed up time people to go into cities and stuff like that. It was different. So it's, again, if you can find a way to get those 6 basic needs more efficiently, so more people can live, more people will live. Because right now, a lot of people who are poor, who don't actually have like access to the global market, who can exploit like, you know, poor people, they end up being poor themselves, and they don't have kids because they literally can't exist because they get like exhausted, and they don't have kids and feel bad. And people don't have kids because they're too poor and they don't grow. So Canada is kind of getting around this by importing people who have wealth in their own country, basically slave labor countries, or very close to it, and they come here to Canada like after they made money. A lot of the time, it's not always like that, but a lot of the time there's like people who are importing. So, but I think there's a big potential though. I think also if you can increase the sustainability of life, basically provide, if someone's not born into debt, because when someone's born, they are born into debt, meaning like they have to get a house themselves, they have to provide the food. So it's the same rigmarole as the last like 100,000 years, some ridiculous number of, you know, of humans have been around the planet, where most of our time spent just getting food and not dying, you know. So a very few amount of people actually have luxury to have free time. Like I've had to kind of really jank my life around to have enough time to develop myself, and I didn't have the opportunity to really educate myself properly because I didn't have enough money to justify just spending on universities and colleges who aren't really valuing you know, education per dollar, more just how much they can milk out of people, because that debt trap for our own people is killing families. It's because people need education to justify their existence, to get a good job, but you're not guaranteed to get a job now, so it's really like Wild West. So a lot of people are getting in debt, they're told they can get education, and sometimes it works, a lot of times it doesn't. Like, I don't mean like the majority, but I mean like there's a significant amount of people who have been left out in the cold, who, especially my generation, for like, I call it like a colloquially the doomer, the zoomer, the boomer, like my own definition, where like the actual, like boomers from 47 to 72, and you know, kind of the big growth period, like real economic growth in North America and like around the Western world pretty much, and then like it stopped growing like year over year, like 73 to 87 was kind of like still the good years, but then from 88 to 99 it was kind of like it leveled out. It kind of stagnated, and then from like 2000s it was a little bit of a spurt, but it was still kind of bad. And then this next from the 2000s to like 2019 is kind of like a little bit of like a sustainable resurgence, but no boom. So it's like people having 2 kids, you know, 2-3 kids, mostly 2, like maybe 1. Now after 2020 it's gonna be like automation and stuff that's gonna be different. It's gonna be its own little decade. So kind of like, yeah, so like I'm a doomer because you know, you had the financial recession 2008, you had like 88, you had basically the cocaine drug epidemic. A lot of my people I grew up with died because not because it was as if they were in a war, but it wasn't. They died because of drugs and poverty, because their life was too complicated, and you know, drugs are so easy, and they're, you know, quick and convenient, but they didn't work in the long run. So a lot of my friends died, or very got close to it, basically dead, and that was hard on me to you know, to transition and not be a victim like that, because you had to, you know, it's quite one hell of a thing to justify your existence at 13, against a lot of things that you weren't responsible for, but you become very strong because of it. I think also the more stronger you get, you can provide for more people, so you can make the world, you can avenge yourself basically by changing the world, which is difficult, but I want to do it. I think it's worth doing, to a degree, so that these things that I had to endure don't have to be replicated generation after generation. I think it's wrong for people to suffer, to be born into a system just to rise only to fall, type of thing. Yeah, because I like people a lot, you know. I think I know you can take like people in desperate situations and give them a little bit of like water, you know, the 6 basic needs to life, and you'd be amazed how much productivity you can get out of people. I don't like killing people either. Maybe throw them into like a gulag or something. It's not like a gulag, you know, that's not inhumane, but like a prison system, kind of like the States, where like they make money off of it, where like instead of just having these people like just be a big drain on the system, they basically, I think it's like most of the white paint and like army helmets and that in the States are made by prison labor, you know, but it's messed up in the States where they actually like try to prey on poor people to get them in the system so that rich people can make money. I don't agree with prisons for profit. I don't think that's right, because you make an incentive where you basically lock up your own people, and it's not really helping people, it's just kind of keeping them stuck. Like black people, I think, were really in the States, basically, how do you start off? You're off the boat as a slave, you know, that's your ancestors. It's kind of hard to compete with people who get off the boat and, like, you know, some of them are rich and actually have factories, so there's a bit of a hill to climb, right? But a lot of people in Africa never had the ancestral history to, you know, like what Europe's kind of crazy, you know. It's like people had to learn really quick, and they did, you know. People are people, you know. There's just not just because you're a different color doesn't mean you're, you know, it might take a few generations, you know, to adjust, like culturally and whatever, but people do have the potential to get better. That's why you should never give up on people, whole groups of them, because, you know, we're all in this together. Some people have like genetic problems, like basically birth defects, like not like inherent in their thing, but like there is a line to, you know, people who have special needs, for example. I don't like eugenics, where you basically say this person is this race, so they don't exist properly. So I don't agree with that, because if that was true, I wouldn't exist, because I come from like fucked up, or pardon my language, I come from like messed up bloodlines, I guess you could say. I'm kind of a mutt though too, so maybe that's helping out. But incest is bad, you know. So being on an island for too long it's not very good for genetic. You know, I think people in like Britain have bad teeth because stuff like that. In Japan, so it's not like an evil thing. It's just, you know, you don't need like perfect genetics either to be a perfect, you know, a pretty good human. So, you know, 'cause it's just a game of Tetris. It's what you do with your life. You know, it doesn't, just because you have a slightly better or slightly worse starting doesn't mean you can, you know, you're disqualified from living a meaningful existence. I don't think that's right to think like that. I think you should, you know, really give people the benefit of the doubt. I think that's why like civil rights is so important, because it equalizes the dignity of people, and that's really important. So because it's a human need. You need dignity to exist. I think this is caves done. There's diamond down here, but I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah, so I think I like people a lot, to the point where I want to go and make the world better. Not just like emotionally, but actually like objectively, like so we can have more people on the planet, sustainably speaking. Because I don't like it where people are being born, like I was born into poverty, like foster care and all that jazz, like a broken family. The family system for me didn't work. A lot of people I grew up with, it just didn't work as it used to. It's a broken model. So I think there's like machines and factories can really solve a lot of the infrastructure. That when someone is born, they need a house, and they also need like a structure to live in, so they can have someone else that can. Like, I think if you can have a world where the hardest thing to do is to fall in love with someone meaningful, to share your life, and I think it's a beautiful, beautiful future. I think it's worth fighting for, you know, because right now we don't have that state of existence where we can be free to actually pursue our dreams. I don't know where dreams come from or passions, you know, but we all have them. I think that the freedom to actually pursue your dreams, that's a huge thing that I think if you can create that for a lot of people, that's like a new wonder, you know. There's so much more science could come out of that, and like other people and stuff. And you know, some people not into that, but I think it's, you know, you get a lot. I think it definitely improve the world to a huge degree. And everyone will benefit from it, because, you know, we're basically like the product of other people's work that was useful. You know, nobody wants to, oh yeah, I won't be in a house, I'll just go and freeze to death and eat uncooked meat. We don't work like that, right? We have social integration, I guess you could say, how we function. We're social beings, so we like to collaborate, not, you know, we like to live in people's happiness, not in their misery, right? So, and like crime and stuff is a desperate solution that people use. They don't like to do it. When people have like something to lose in life, they're very hesitant to start conflict. It's usually when you have nothing to lose that you're, you know, the conflict seems pretty good. So that's why you shouldn't have poor people and say that, oh, they're poor and their kids are poor, so you don't give up. Because like because they can change if they had opportunity. And some people are kind of stupid. I'll just say it outright. Life is a competition at its basic level, but not everyone has to lose. You still have like a, you know, a dignified existence. So yeah, like that's the thing. It's a balance, right? You can't. No, not everyone's a winner, but everyone doesn't have to be a loser. That's my point. And a baseline. That's how you achieve that. A baseline of standard of living, which can, I think, be done if you throw the burden not from like slave labor, but to machines and integration of systems that we can trust and be transparent enough to function properly. I can understand like a government, you know, they're all about compromise and people trying to get ahead. I understand that, you know. Like, the government, after all, is just a big corporation. If you really look at it, you know, it's like a big national corporation. So that we're all kind of a part of, I guess, if you're born into it, to a degree. You know what I'm saying? But let's see if I can. Maybe I can reroute this. Doesn't have to. Ah, that's okay. That's okay. Maybe I can reroute this. Yeah, because like I don't know, like I like governments. They generally provide like stability and places for businesses to, you know, and like individuals to get a leg up on life. But I think there's a problem where if they're too regulated, you know, because basically law, like Elon Musk saying, laws are forever, pretty much. So you should be really careful how you go about them, because there needs to be people to get rid of laws too. Sometimes the laws are just, they're great when they work with the world around them, but sometimes they get antiquated and they don't actually properly work with the world around them. They gotta change them, which is, you know, a perpetual thing. But I think the government definitely has a role to play for the general quality of life stability, you know, by like a baseline. Hey, what kind of like a welfare is supposed to be like, you know? But, you know, I think there's definitely like a role for government to play. But I think also corporations and like individual business, basically like, you know, individual economies of the self, kind of small businesses. But that's a important aspect that shouldn't be, you know, like, basically like people can have the ability to fulfill their dreams, you know. That's a really important thing. I think government also has a role to play in that, I think, as well, to, you know, get the 6 basic needs for people to live in, right? Because without the people, the government's nothing, right? It's like an organization for people. A corporation doesn't need people to operate, you know. It's a focused on goods and stuff, right? So, like, yeah. So it's like the existence of people. That's the focus of government. That's as basic. It's very basic distilled existence. Is the existence of people that's in that certain region. You know, so the 6 basic needs, I think, are, you know, something that government should really take to task, because corporations don't have to, and they won't do that. So they'll just not, because they're you know, objective driven, not like morally driven. If that makes any sense. I think also once you get that figured out, with prosperity, people have the, you know, the opportunity to go into corporations with strength, you know, because it's very hard to take risks when you have no stability. It's like almost nearly like economically or suicidal, you know, for an individual, because they can lose everything. Versus a corporation, oh, you lose like $1 million and you have like, you know, $1 billion every year of revenue. It's like, you know, like you losing like $10 if you make like $100. It's not a big issue, is my point. So, like, you see this throughout generations, you know, people have like rich families of that, you know, they can afford to take risks, you know, because they've been slowly invested, ethically or not, so that their offspring have more economic advantage. They can throw their weight around a bit more than poor people. So if that was changed to allow poor people to actually exist properly, you know, with the 6 basic needs, you know, that would really change the game. And you wouldn't have people dying in the streets in huge quantities of drugs and basically just living like slaves. That can change. Like, that doesn't have to be like, that doesn't have to work like that in life. It doesn't have to. People don't have to live like slaves. You know, you can definitely fix it. But you need like a government participation, but also I think the free market as well can help. So it's not everything or nothing. There's definitely like a multi-role to operate upon. Like, there's many things that can help. And, you know, it's not just like one system that'll be the solution. If that makes any sense. So there we go. Yeah, that's what I think anyway. That's kind of, you know, it's okay to have big goals, you know, because even with compound interest, it's like one of the most powerful things in the world, because it enables people to grow. You know, like, say if you improve yourself 1% every day, that's an activity. You get 100 days later, and you're double, right? And then all of a sudden, like, every day after that, it's like it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden, like, you're, you know, on top. That's why, like, the Mrs. Heineken over, I think it's like the Netherlands. She basically, her family hasn't worked in like 400 years. She's one of the richest people, simply because compound interest. Because her family was able to have trade. The Dutch East India Company was able to invest into a beer company where they got a lot of money in a big amount, and then it just kind of snowballed. So, because compound interest. So, with poor people, you know, people are the most valuable asset. Like with, you know, because that's a government doesn't exist without people. It's just, you know, it's a basic need of government to have people. So, you can invest in the people and actually, you know, upgrade their viability in this world. With education, I think also education needs to be revamped because it started off with a standard, like, you know, grade 1 to 12 was to get people able to work in the factories. I think it was Scotland, I think it was like 400 years ago, something ridiculous like that. That's why there's bells in public schools, because it's like the assembly line, you know. So classes, you know, by date and not so much talent. Maybe like Finland's a bit different, it would actually do it properly. But yeah, it's no longer acceptable to have grade 12. It doesn't get you anywhere, especially in North America. You need the actual, like, deep invested skills in people. Like, and that's why, like, there needs to be like a revamped version of, like, post-secondary, like a more, like, grade 12 is good and all for like general education, but it's not good enough for actually like proper competition on the global market. So it's just not good enough, because it doesn't compete properly. Because people actually have, the big corporations don't want people with just grade 12. It's basically like flipping burgers. It doesn't get you anywhere, pretty much. It gets you in some doors, but the vast majority are closed. So it's really the entrepreneur out in the wilderness that it's up to them, like the Wild West, you know, to earn your existence. So, yeah. So it's one of those things. That's why I think, like there could be, the government's kind of old right now in North America. It's run by people who are born, like, a lot of boomers, I guess you could say. People who were born in, like, the growth area, who are, like, their existence was benefited by people dying a generation before, who freed up a lot of resources, like in the Black Plague, for example. Like, well, the Black Plague hit like 60% of Europe, 50% was basically dead. And people after that were sad, but they had better quality lives. So it was kind of a rat race shit show before then, which it was true to World War II. World War I was a rat race shit show. It wasn't very nice living, and then people died, and then kind of resources got reallocated because you just take the house I'm not living in and stuff like that, and, you know, remarry richer people who survive, you know, and it got better. And that's one of the cleansing ways of war, which is really, really sad, you know, but it was very true, economically speaking, to the people who did survive. But a lot of people didn't appreciate what actually happened. You know, oh, I'm just lucky. Well, no, there was no luck involved. You know, people, it was blood money, basically, blood success. It wasn't luck. It wasn't a lot of people who there's this thing called, like, the rigged Monopoly game, where there was this test done, where one person was it was rigged, like they got like double the money, like Pasco and like some other factors that made them, so it was basically like 90% chance they'd win, and then one person got like half the money. One person was a handicap, one person it was very like one-sided, but when the person, you know, pretty much inevitably won, who was rigged, they say, how'd you win the game? A lot of the time they'll say, they said, oh, I outplayed the person. Right, it was my skill. Almost like kind of Donald Trump, I guess, would say that. But a lot of the time, the person already won before they even tried. Right, it was not even in their control. A lot of people were like that. I think they don't realize what actually, you know. It's like you only really appreciate something until it's gone too. So it's one of those things. I guess we're building this, I guess, you know. So it's. But to actually tackle the issue head on, you don't need war, people dying and stuff like that, and suffering to actually have a standard of living that's sustainable. You need to, you know, attack those 6 basic needs, or the inability that poverty makes. You know, have a sustainable production. I think the only way you can really do that properly, to take the work burden off of people, is to automate it. I think you need like a big system, which I think government is basically traditionally expected to do, to have like big systems that no corporation wants to actually do and set the rules into that. Because at the end of the day, a government, their most basic function is to you're gonna get trapped in there, okay? Is to look after the people. That's, you know, and get the resource out of the people. That's the other thing too. Make sure everyone's working. So the governments are best suited to do it. I think also corporations, though, instead of not to go in circles and circles, but corporations can definitely lead a lot of the innovation. But governments, I think, could put a lot of tax money to good use. And it's also like a compound interest. It's almost like a reverse Ponzi scheme, where it's if you can get to the point where houses, for example, can be greatly automated, and you know, places around the earth that are viable for it. Like Canada is set to boom if you do it right. It needs a lot of work for automation, but you have the most green area per capita that's not being actually used because it's really cold and hard to develop. Like traditional building means are kind of not very good in Canada. We only live in like little, especially in Australia, in little AAA areas, but most of the country is depopulated, but for a good reason, because the traditional ways of manufacturing don't make enough benefit for a lot of these areas to actually justify their existence. Meaning, like, they don't have like good trade access, their infrastructure is bad, they can't grow enough food, etc., etc. But I think with like automation, maybe vertical farming as well, other little issues where you can grow vertically, like you basically, like kind of Israel does, takes a desert and makes like farming. You can upgrade the quality of existence in civilization. You can build like a you know, it's easier to build cities in the video game on like the green lands of that, but you can build like in like really like deserts and places with no resources. It just takes time and a lot more investment, which I think did you hear that? Yeah, which you know, it can be done. It's just that you need a lot more effort. I think that's what stands in the way of a lot of you know, great things in Canada, my country, is a lot more investment into the like, there's a lot of areas to grow in Canada. It just needs a lot more investment into systems that can have sustainable what's the word, like sustainable growth, I guess you could say. Oh, I guess I bombed it. I guess that was a TNT, I guess. Bombing that. Interesting. I guess I went down and bombed, and I guess I made this by bombing, I suppose. I said bomb this, and it went down and boom, and then, or maybe it was a key, I don't know. But yeah. And my point is, there's a potential to grow if you know, have investment. But like, instead of like trying to campaign as a politician, I don't have the money to do that. So I want to go and be, I don't know, make my own little chunk of the world, I guess, and kind of learn how to do everything yourself. Vertical integration, so you can, instead of having like all these middlemen that make it so that you can't get anything done because they're always just like, you know, taking all the wealth. Like, people want like a 50% or more profit margin as a sustainable business. So when everyone's doing that, when there's a lot of money go around, so after the war, people dead, there's a lot more resources to go around that the people made that were dead, so they, you know, some like free stuff, but it's not free. It's not sustainable. It's good, you know, and it fades out, and then, yeah, but to do it like, as, you know, sustainably, it's a lot more difficult. You need automation. You need to put, someone's got to lose, and the robot can lose, basically, with like not slave labor, but automation, right? Instead of the person like living poor losing. That's not right, because it loses a lot of value. And we have a lot of brain power, right? So it doesn't make sense to waste us on labor. Our bodies used to be the most advanced thing we had back in the day, but now it's not like that. We actually have more potential, you know, operating stuff than to be used for other people. Now the world's getting better, basically, but it's taking a lot more. It's quite expensive. But once you do it, though, it's done. You know, you don't have to worry about all this stuff anymore. Okay. Yeah, alright. Yeah. Like, advancements in agriculture, right? You know, once it was done, and it was, people didn't have to worry about it anymore. So, I don't know. I'm very, like, humanist, I guess you could say. I'm very much on the win-win-win side of things. I don't like picking winners and losers. It's not like what I like to do. But life is very good at, like, exposing weaknesses, so you should listen to life as best a person can. Generally speaking, you know. Sometimes life is gonna BS in certain areas, but you have to, it's a challenge. So I'm gonna get this, like, to the point where you can walk up on it. You'd be happy with that. Okay, we got this going, so that, and then we can push this back one more. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Just my views on life. I think it's really worth going after big goals, because you can do them. If no one goes after big goals, nothing gets done. Kind of like Elon Musk trying to go to Mars, you know? It's like you just go and try to do it. And what's the worst? You fail, you know? Oh well, you can do that anyway, so you're not losing anything, you know? Really, it's just hardship, and you're gonna die anyway, so it's not a big issue if you lose, or if you win, great, you know, you beat the odds. So, and you can just, you know, compound interest like that Mrs. Heineken and her family, you know, just bit by bit. You know, and really, we have to stand to win so much. I think, you know, if you really invest into people and get a general standard of quality of living, there's so much to gain out of it, and there's, you know, rich people get richer, and the poor people get not poor, and then the, you know, the standard of life goes up, and it's done that before, you know, in life, where people have gotten better, and everyone else wins, you know, because, you know, it's better to be the king of, wait a second, I'll make this right here, before I mess up. Okay, it's better to be the peasant of everything than the king of nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's better to have something than a lot of nothing. And that's what being like, if you feudal lord was a lot of nothing, you know? But now it's like you actually make money and stuff. It's more interesting too, because you get, like, science comes from any, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It's not, good ideas come from anywhere. That's why investing in the poor people, like Israel and stuff, that's why it's also to exist, right? Because they can't fight for other people, so it's to exist. So it's a different equation for Israel, but yeah, investing in people always works out, because you get science and stuff, and people find things. And also, like me, I don't, you know, if I was to be like, oh, people are bad and shoot up on them, I wouldn't exist. So so it's a big deal. Okay, so that goes there. Okay, I guess. Okay. So that goes. Okay, we're pretty close to here. I guess I can make a ladder for now, I suppose. Yeah, alright. So, I'm going around and around in circles with my point there, but generally speaking, I was just chasing the point that, you know, people are generally good. Okay, we're up here. I guess we could, I wonder if we should do that. Maybe we can, what's the most convenient thing to do from up here, you know? So we're up there, get down to here somehow. We got that. Let's see here, we're over here, off the base. Run through the door and go down, that would be convenient. So over here, okay. Did that actually, yeah, okay. I should cut through, should come right over from here, okay. It's going like 3. Let's go down. Alright. So. Huh. Where am I at here? Oh, we're getting there. Yeah, I don't want to club people over the head with a bunch of ideas too quick. I'm just saying, like, that's why I'm kind of building so much. It's like to basically make it so that I can fight back at life, I guess you could say. So I didn't like being poor, so I thought like it's very hard to change. It's easy to change yourself. It's very hard to change life, but I think you upgrade yourself and then you can fight back at life. You know, and you don't have to just be a victim. That's my point. So if I can change, you know, manufacture stuff and, you know, make machines, so because there's a lot of terraforming to unify people. You need infrastructure like roads and stuff like that, and you need like bulldozers, and like right now all the big corporations are in the States, and a lot of the money necessary to invest into people to build like houses and mountains and stuff like that, and roads and stuff like that to start houses, it's not actually, you need to buy equipment, and that's really expensive, and a lot of people can't do that themselves on an individual level. Like a family can't normally buy like a backhoe or an excavator to terraform the lands around them. Effectively speaking, they don't have the money to do that. But I don't know. I like for the Russians to build things effective but cheap, you know, from like a production standpoint, but effective. You know, like the AK-47 or the T-34. You know, tremendously effective implement with like just, you know, very efficient, very effective manufacturing. That's a big thing I'm into, because it serves its purpose very well. There's no like, you know, bells and whistles. It just does the job. It's a baseline, effectively what it is. It's a very effective, very competitive baseline. That's what I like about it. So I think with cars especially, like, people can't afford cars. And they get into debt, so it's like people aren't actually free. They're basically a vassal to somebody else. If you're in debt, you don't actually run your life. You're just someone else's bitch, pretty much. You're not actually free, and that's very, very bad that they don't teach that debt's bad in school, because you can't have kids if you're in debt. Basically, you can't. Your money gets invested in rich people because you're too dumb, or just not powerful enough. So, because like Canada needs to grow as well. It's like Canada can't grow if it's always trying to like pay off rich people to get the basic needs. It just doesn't work. Canada invented profiteering as a term in World War I, so, you know, it's not like these things are new to Canada at all. Like, exploiting like people for in desperate need for money, that's not new to Canada. But I think it doesn't have to be like that. So I think it starts at an individual level. It's like how you stop tyranny, for example. It starts at an individual level. Because ultimately the people who allowed it are guilty, even if they're wasn't their fault. It ultimately was their fault. It's weird. It's complicated. But you have the ability to. You're responsible for yourself and everybody else. So you have the ability to change things. You're not helpless, which is a good part. Which is a good thing about that. So see if I can. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, it's over here. Okay, right on. There we go. Kind of dwarfs, I guess, living in here. There's a lot of potential in the world too, you know? Like, if you really want to do something, you can do it. It just will take time. You gotta worry about, you know, you only have so much life, I guess, for now. But, you know, but if you have, you can go and do it. Even if you fail over and over again, you'll eventually win. Like, yeah, everything's a battle of attrition. Like some businesswoman said, I forget her name, but, it's true, you know? So just keep at it, and you'll eventually win. So, even if you don't win directly, you'll still plant the seed that will grow the tree that will bring into fruition, like fruit, your dreams, you know. So just keep at it. Just don't die. That's a big issue. So, because you can't work if you're dead. So very simple, but it's true. Okay, so we got that, and we're basically connected. Okay, so let's see here. How can we start with this? These. this going on. Okay. So let's make these roofs, ceilings, like the same. Okay. I wish Minecraft had more like people, like AI, that actually little societies and stuff that would run. You have somewhat Minecraft too, you know, that would be one of the things it would do. Because like you build these towns, they don't really, you know, they don't have like any like change in the world. It kind of is like Groundhog Day, but it's just easy to build, I guess. But I don't know. I kind of like these little towns because I feel like if you can make them and then people just run, that'd be pretty cool. Kind of like online games, like multiplayer, it just grows, like real life. That'd be pretty awesome. I think people would enjoy that. It feels like harmony, escaping that pretty good. So, just building this. I kind of want to build my own little game, you know, just for that reason, you know, build like a big MMORPG. You need one hell of strength of a person to do that, though. But have like voxels and just the things I really like with RPGs, like physics-based combat, voxels, just kind of to emulate your real life, to kind of use those old parts of your brain that are there, that people like, but don't get an opportunity to use, like swords and that, you know. It's all there, you know, instinct, it's all there. A lot of people. And also, like, fighting, like, the literal demons and dragons is pretty cool. Like, simplifies it. Use, like, already existing psychology or whatever. Okay, so we got this going on. That goes down to there. Let's see here. If we do... Okay, let me think here. Maybe we could do something. The whole idea was to get to a ladder, right? Yeah, it was. Let's just... Okay. If we do this... Yeah, okay. It's always good to keep, like, on target as well, because you get, like, more productive that way. You don't just get lost. So I wanted to connect this together, which I'm doing right now. Okay, I can probably... Yeah, I can add another... There we go. So we got this, and this goes down to there, which is... So we can add, like, glass, I guess. Be kind of cool. So this, and then we'll do like that. Okay. There we go. Cool, cool. So yeah, I got a lot of goals to do in my life. It starts with building this house and getting like a little factory going. A little miniature. And a lot of the things with success I find with people in history is just the art of upscaling. You know, starting with small and then getting bigger, like farming. You know, if the crop and the potential is good, just plant one thing and it gets bigger and bigger. It grows. So half the battle is definitely knowing. Let's make these like align. That's my current like dump of my brain so far. So I'm almost done with this. So once I get these connected, I'll call it like a thing. Okay, so we got this, and then we'll have a little. And we'll do one of these. Get that out of there, and then there we go. Got this going on. It has some water, I think you can maybe fall into. I don't like these. I don't like the red. Just it kind of bugs me. There we go. There, it's kind of a cosmetic thing, but whatever. Like, it just feels like, I don't know, like sand or something. Does it feel very sturdy? It feels like clay, I think, is my mental thing. Doesn't like it. It feels like clay. Yeah, clay's not sturdy. Like pots and stuff. Old clay pots. Oops. I don't like this weather being all... don't know if that's really controversial, my points. I was just kind of like, I like people a lot, so it'd be nice if people had a better life by more automation so they could free up doing what they want. Rich people get more richer and poor people get more better, and just, you know. I don't like picking like sides, who wins and who loses. It's not like my goal. Like the basic everybody wins. Might be a very basic strategy, but I like it a lot. Okay, let's see here. Let's just fill this up because it's not really. I don't know, I didn't really want it. There we go. Okay, so let's get the glass going on here. There we go. Let's put that there. There we go. Okay. Works. Up on here. There we go. Yep, that works good. Okay. This. So we can kind of like fill this in. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. There we go. See, you know, that's why people are pretty amazing too, because they just keep working at them, you keep investing in people, it gets better and better. It's like I think we're all on the same page, you know what I'm saying? We all want prosperity, fall in love and all that jazz. Basic human progression path. But, I don't know. It's quite ambitious when I talk about, but I think it's worth doing. Someone's gonna do it, I think, as well. Also, if you're quite like intelligent, very smart, it's almost like you have to do these things, because if you don't, it'll take a long time for someone else to come along, or this may not happen, you know. So that's like the, you know, if you're Superman, you should be doing Superman stuff to save people, or else what's the point, you know? So yeah, if you're the most fit person to do it, it's like you have almost the responsibility to do it, because, you know. May not be really fair, but it's kind of the most effective thing for the general human existence, you know. Kind of like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, you know, how they invest into people, you know, because they're pretty rich and all that jazz, but, you know, it is very useful what they've been doing, especially around like Africa and stuff like that. They've been really making a big dents, big strides, and a lot of people are benefiting from that. So it's quite useful. So we're getting to the point here where just walk on one layer. Okay, there we go. A little natural little thing. Other than that, it's all like, you know, I guess it would be natural generation, I guess. I guess we can like, yeah, let's do that. Let's go and fill this in. There we go. There we go. Little hole. There we go. Whatever. That's pretty much done. Anyway, let's just a little bit more. There we go. I kind of like just like making this. I know it's not really useful, but it's kind of nice. Now it's like a bigger space. There she blows. I could get glass, but I don't know. Kind of cool like this. Oh, I see. Doesn't quite go all the way around. Let's do this. Oops. Okay. Let's thought it was more better than it was. There we go. I put it there. All that. Yeah, okay. Makes that much more convenient. Okay, there we go. So we can do something like that. There we go. Now we can go all the way around. I like having grass or ground. It's kind of weird how Notch once had an experiment to make everything like gravel. This is trying it out. Whatever. Yeah, I should definitely dig that back one more. There we go. Clear that up. There. Okay, there we go. I kind of it's like having the way I like it. It needs to be big, ambitious. I don't like having like small. I think small and tedious is like a silent path of destruction a lot of the time. You're waiting for one big thing to knock you out. That's why it's good to be big and strong, because that's usually what lasts when all the because like, so a lot of times you don't realize you're in a little period before the storm. You know, I've experienced a few of those like life storms, but I realize that big strong things win and weak little dinky things don't. So being big and strong is very, very useful. Maybe expensive in the moment, but it pays itself by existing. You know, survival of the fittest and all that. There's dirt out of here. There's dirty dirt out of it. Whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Let's get this dirt out of here. I don't care if this. Okay, that's pretty cool. Whatever, okay. Alright. Let's go put that there, that's more interesting. Let's do that. Open up. There we go. Let's go put the block actually somewhere more interesting. Oh, that's okay where it is. Oh. It's kind of funky. There we go. Stops that. Guess you can. Yeah, there we go. There's the option to do that, I guess. Whatever. It's a little whatever place. So we can kind of pop it through the other side. There. That's kind of neat. Just a little diversion now. It's like actual cool little thing. There we go. Like a little. Guess we can kind of do this, I guess. Little pathway across. Little waterway. There we go. Okay. Little bridge. There we go. There. go. Maybe that goes out. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Like, porch even. There we go. Hi. That going on. It goes all the way around. Yep, okay. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Let's see if we can maybe even like there, okay. Path. Optional path, I guess. There we go. Alright. That's pretty much done. That leads down to there, that goes all the way down. These little checks and balances so you can't fall too far. Yeah, okay, this goes all the way down. Oops. There we go. Oops, whatever. There we go. This goes down there, this goes down here. We walk all the way down. Okay, yeah, life's good. Right on, right on. So now we're down here. Navigate. Walk around. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's cool. Alright, so now we got this down here. I thought we did this video, I guess. We just built a little walkway down from the top, connecting things together, unifying things. There we go. There we go. Simple, simple, yet effective. Guess we could, I don't know, figure that out later. This is up here. Well, second story or third or something. This goes up. I feel like we could do like all one wall ladder or whatever. Just oops. There. Okay, then that makes, yeah, then this goes all the way around, and okay, that's cool. I think. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah. I think. Yeah, okay, yeah, because this goes, yeah, okay, yeah. This goes all the way around. Oh, that's cool, that's cool, it goes up and down, okay. So, okay, yeah, that's cool. Alright. Circles. There we are. So that is that. I guess that's all kind of, I wonder if monsters will still spawn in here. But, whatever. This is kind of technically closed off, I suppose. I guess it opened to the thing, but they can't climb ladders, so I guess it's, I don't know, whatever. It's secure. Anyway. Oops. That's that. Guess I can maybe spawn in like a villager or something. Like, yeah, I wanted like over here to be the villager place. So let's see here. I don't know. Let's just put like a villager in here. Let's like make this real basic. Like the just the basics. Just the start of an idea. Okay, let's see here. Door. Iron door, we'll just glass. Okay, almost a little prison in here, I guess, or whatever. And, button. Yes, there we go. It's better. Some of these in here. Probably widen this actually. Like a window. Windows, I guess. Alright. Okay. never have it just basic, and I just can't have it basic. It's gotta be good. There we go. There, okay. Bunker, I guess. That's good, like a bed. Like gray. Real awesome. I don't need that anymore. Okay. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I also need a bunch of beds in here. Alright, let's put the windows. I guess they can be like blocks, I guess. Blocks of glass. Or I guess, I don't know, let's see here. Do you like square? It's kind of that and kind of force this around this way. Kind of force the issue. So we can connect this now. Yeah, that's just the basic, yeah. Just the basic. Whatever. I think having more resources makes it more fun though too. So there's that. Alright. I'm running out of things to say, so this is definitely the last one. Definitely. Okay. Okay, there's that. So we can oops. Try to get into that. There we go. Let's get this. Okay, that did that. Guess we can put like glass. Okay, yeah, that well, it works. A little exception, I guess. What are we gonna do? Yeah, okay. Not much of it. I guess I can see a bit of a, not really. Whatever. Actually, it doesn't make any sense. There we go. There we go. Put these up here. Something like the. There we go. These. Yeah. Okay. Have the. Perfect, okay. Kind of like a fletch. There we go. Just to kind of finish things off, I think. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Or is it? I don't know. Kind of like back wall here, I guess we can I never like having things basic, you know what I'm saying? It's not my jam. Okay. There we go. Okay. These. And just. Whatever we can figure out here. Table, this one, and then. Yeah, okay, that's all they're gonna get for now. There we go. Alright. Maybe like a Fisher one. A barrel. Cauldron. And then like. No, it's fuck is it called? What is it called? It's a it's like a lectern, that's the one. There we go. So make it feel more like a village. Whatever, okay, and then we'll spawn in a bunch of people, villagers. Yeah, okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, whatever. Okay, let's 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. That should be enough. I could do like a door here, have a double door. Don't fall off and die. That should take a second. Okay, double door. Minimum double door. It'd be like this. Like this. Goes up. Huh. So we can connect these together. So that's like a little house. For later, I guess. Or something. Make that real basic. Like a real basic, okay. That's that. Okay, now we're starting to get somewhere. So this going on, we'll probably have a door facing out this way. Button here. Okay. I guess we could even... it doesn't matter. Even have one up here, maybe. Yeah, I could have done that. Maybe... Yeah, that works, okay. I can have this. Oh, that doesn't work. Well then. Guess we'll just have this then. Oops. There we go. torches. There we go. And that's the, there, okay. Some torches in here. Double door. Excellent, excellent. We have enough beds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, everybody's got a bed. Okay, I did the math right. Right on. Now a little village, I guess. There. Okay, so we got this going. I guess that's the mayor's office, I guess. Or something. Or maybe we could. Maybe this could go up. Could put like a ladder here. Yeah. Up like that and okay, and this could go oops. There. Oops, this is too. Okay. This is the. There we go. Now we got some space. Whatever. That's that. Alright. Okay, I guess let's just end the video there. That's pretty much done. It's a little village now and a little naval base, and this is kind of secured off, and it's all good. This goes up. See it, I guess. Here. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Works out. It's all good in the hood. There we go. Okay, I guess we'll end it here. Clear day. Alright, that's Amnesia, or Rockpot Ice Cream, or Matthew, or whatever you want to call me. Signing out. Bye for now. Take care. Have a good one. And I'll see you next time.